This video is not intended for people under the age of 13 as the game is rated T for teen. Hey guys, it's Bree Simulated here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Today we're going ahead and doing, I don't know what this video is going to be. I'm just needing to talk right now, so I'm just going to film my voice. And this might go over the top of some kind of speed build or creator sim video or something like that. I just have a lot of thoughts and a lot of things I need to talk with you guys about. Okay, basically, there are going to be some changes coming to YouTube and sort of just internet and social media in general in the coming year, 2020. As of January 1st, there are going to be some new, I guess you'd call them laws, instated by a organization in America, I believe. It does affect everyone in the world, though. I want you to hear this right now. Even if you don't live in America, this will impact you. Basically, it's a plan or like a scheme. It is called COPPA, and I'll have everything linked down below because I'm obviously not a lawyer. I'm not a professional social media law person. I'm not. I'm just a student who's sitting in my study playing The Sims, having fun, and wanting to share it with other people. But I'm not going to be able to do that, I don't believe, to the same extent I'm doing it right now. At least a lot of things are going to have to change if I do want to do it, or there are going to be a lot of changes to the way you guys receive my content. So essentially, it's a law to protect children, which I agree definitely needs to happen. On YouTube, there are so many dangerous, scary things on here. I have a little brother and sister. My brother is 7 and my sister is 6. And oh my goodness, would you believe the things that I've seen them watching on YouTube? They'll just be watching something completely harmless 1 minute and we'll be monitoring them. And the next minute, the next video that plays from the YouTube algorithm is like some scary clown stuff. And then they're having nightmares about clowns. Like, this needs to happen because there's obviously a problem, you know? But the problem is, instead of solving the problem and being like, hey, here's how we're going to fix this, they've just gone, okay, we're going to fix this, but also create a bunch of problems for other people. And it doesn't seem as though anyone, except for the victims, really care about the problems this is going to create. That's my concern. I totally agree that something needs to be done. I don't know if this is exactly the right thing. I believe that the current situation is extremely vague. I'll link some videos down below that better explain the actual law and how vague it is. But basically, I'm going to describe it in terms of my channel because that's probably all you guys care about. Nobody's watching this video for actual legal advice or for a general rundown about COPPA. But essentially what this would mean for my channel and pretty much anyone who plays The Sims is you will be targeted by COPPA, by the people enforcing this new law and this new program on YouTube, and I can only assume it will spread to any other internet social media platform of which kids can access. Basically, if your content is bright, fast moving, colorful, if it is in any way attractive to children because of the, bright colors, cartoon, animation, anything like that, if it has attractive music in it, if there are sounds that kids would find entertaining, if there are kids' jokes, if there is anything like that in it, you will be targeted. That basically describes Sims. Sims is a cartoon animation system. Like, it's not real life. It's a cartoon. The characters are cartoon. It's all bright and colorful. It really, really is. It's really colorful and bright and attractive. It is sometimes fast moving, I guess you could say. Though I guess you could combat that by just like not moving the camera. But like, what would that mean for speed builds? Speed builds, I speed it up ×8. That's extremely fast moving. Would that be a target because I've sped it up? Like, it's also vague. What do you mean by fast moving? What do you mean by cartoon? What do you mean by bright and colorful? Because by that theory, almost every video on YouTube is a victim to that. Beauty channels that have an intro at the beginning that is like an animated picture of themselves with that little like swoosh swoosh paintbrush colorful thing, they would be targeted. That would count as a child attractive content. People who create crafts and DIY videos, law DIY, anyone like that, they are going to be targeted by this, because arts and crafts, any kind of kid themed activity like painting or crafting or sewing or anything like that, anything that can attract children based on the appearance of it or the theme of it, the sound of it, the anything of it is going to be targeted. And essentially, you might have seen this if you've created videos on YouTube and you've uploaded in the last couple of weeks, but you had to sign an agreement that stated whether your channel was or was not for children. When I first saw this, I thought, oh, my content's for children, sure, whatever. I don't swear. I don't really talk about anything, like that. I guess it's for children, but in that sense, it's for everyone. My content is open to a general audience. I don't have a particular audience that I'm targeting. I'm not targeting over 18. I'm not targeting under 13. I'm just targeting anyone who wants to watch my videos, right? And to an extent, I am clean. I don't swear. I don't use profanity or slurs or talk about sexual content or anything like that. I mean, in The Sims, we woohoo, but that is, you don't see it. Like, it's just a word, woohoo. Like, anyway. So I'd say, yeah, my content's pretty family friendly and pretty, and according to their laws about it being bright, colorful, animated, blah, 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 I guess it is for kids. So I go to click, okay, yeah, my content can be for kids, sure. And it says, okay, well, your video is now not going to have any notifications. Like, no one will be notified of you uploading. It won't appear in the subscription box. You won't have end screens or annotations. You will not be able to have comments or likes and dislikes. Like, there will be no community interaction, and it will not be searchable. It will not be, like, you won't be able to find it through any other way, I guess, other than sending someone a direct link. Or maybe if somebody seeks your channel directly, it might be on your channel feed, I guess. It won't be recommended to anyone. It won't have any kind of media community interaction. It'll just be a video that exists, and I am not monetized, as a lot of you guys know. If I was, or for those of you who are, you will lose 90% of your revenue. You will lose targeted ads. You will only get 10% of the revenue you would previously make, apparently, according to this thing I saw. Anyway, so I think, holy guacamole, I don't want to do that. I want everyone to still be able to see my videos. So I click, okay, I guess it's not for kids then. And I read up on the guidelines and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not targeting kids. Like, it's not like when I make my videos, I'm like, yes, I want an 8-year-old to watch this. And I think the biggest indicator of that is all my audience is aged over 21. Like, when I check my analytics, everyone is full-fleshed adults. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I guess my audience is adults then. So I click, no, it's for adults. It's not for kids. And then it says everything's fine. And I go on with my dandy day. And I've been doing that for the past 2 weeks. And it wasn't until a big fuss was coming up with a conference that was recently held, and everyone started to realize this is so much more than just that. This is so much more than that. If you incorrectly label it as for kids or not for kids, you can be fined. And the person who determines if you've incorrectly labeled it is this organization that runs Copper. And YouTube is also, I guess, going to play some kind of part in it with their algorithm and whatnot. But essentially, if you tick, this is not for kids, and then if this organization looks at your video and goes, yes, it is. For instance, The Sims being animated, The Sims being a cartoon, The Sims being bright and colorful, The Sims having kid attractive music, whatever. If they look at that and go, this is for kids, you will then potentially be fined. Your video might be removed, you might be reported, your channel might be taken down. All of the above things could happen. We don't really know yet what the exact consequences are going to be. I imagine it might be a system where you get a strike or something. I don't know. But all that I know is this won't just apply for videos you upload in the future. This will apply to every single video on your channel. So if they go back and find 100 videos that they all think are meant to be marked not for kids, but they're marked for kids or whatever, you will get strikes for each of those. For every single video you can be fined for. I've also heard rumors that you can't be fined if you're not from America, but I don't think that because you're not from America should make you think that you're safe. Does that make sense? I'm from Australia, as a lot of you guys know. How are they going to necessarily target these people as from a country or not? They're not going to. They're going to look at everyone's content, because even if you're not from America, your content could be viewed by an American child. And I think that's what they're mainly concerned about. So you need to make sure you're complying with these rules. You need to make sure you're doing it correctly. But it's really hard to do that when everything is so incredibly vague. It's the 21st of November when I'm filming this. No clue when it's going to go up. We don't have that long before the 1st of January. It's literally only about 40 days away. And a lot of people's livelihoods are going to be crushed with this. So what I'm talking about and thinking about right now with some friends on Twitter and whatnot, and I'm just thinking about it a lot all the time on my own, is where do I go from here? Let's say that my content is targeted as for kids, even if I do my best to say, hey, Sims is a game rated T for teen. That means kids over 13 can play and watch it. But anyone under 13, which is what the copper states as a child, should not be watching my content and should not be playing The Sims. It's the parents and the child's combined responsibility to make sure they're complying with T ratings. A kid shouldn't seek those games, and if they are, the parent needs to stop them. But obviously this isn't happening, and that's why this law is being instated. The issue is this now means that copper might still target us for playing The Sims, even if they know it's rated T for teen, because it might still be attractive to children. And where does this leave us? I don't know. At this point in time, it's looking like I'm going to need to private all of my videos or mark them all for kids, which means you won't be able to search them or whatever anymore. I also think it means you won't be able to make playlists, which is a bummer because it's a big part of my channel is having the playlist so you can watch the series like in succession. But I think that if you mark it for kids and then they find it to not be for kids, you can also get in trouble. So I'm like, how can I win here? I don't feel like I can. So I guess I'm putting this out here to tell you there might be changes. More than likely, there are certainly going to be changes, but I'm just not sure what they're going to be. For instance, I'm going to go through, and this is an idea I got from Hip Hip Renee on Twitter. We were DMing in one of our conversations, and she said that she is going to be adding like a T for teen symbol on thumbnails and adding disclaimers to videos and stuff. And a lot of people are saying that they're going to do that as well. It sounds like a good idea. So you'll notice that at the start of all my videos now, there'll be a description disclaimer. I'm going to try and see if I can pop a audio disclaimer and a visual disclaimer in the front of all of my old videos. I don't know if that's going to be like possible with the YouTube editing software, because like obviously the videos are already uploaded. And I'm going to put a disclaimer on the thumbnails. I'm worried that from the future, I might have to have a disclaimer constantly on the screen, because basically this copper people, they're going to mainly be looking at thumbnails and titles. So I'm also thinking I might need to change some of my titles so they're not as descriptive. So for instance, if it was Discover University Part 4 Party Night, say if that's what I was going to call it, I would do DU4 Party Night or something like that. I don't know. I don't even know if it'd be possible to have the word party night in there. But yeah, I'd have to do something like that, because the word discover could be perceived as for children. Saying something is like a part of a series could be attractive to a child to watch. And I especially don't think I'm going to be able to I usually put The Sims 4 in my title. I think I'm going to have to get rid of that, because if they are perceiving the game as something attractive to children, having The Sims in the title could be a big no-no. So yeah, I don't know what to do. I was thinking about starting streaming, but apparently this will also apply to Twitch. And because I'm relatively blind to Twitch, I don't really know how it works. I would be really scared to get started on Twitch at this point in time with all these changes and guidelines going on, because I would just feel really scared that I would mock link up. I'm mainly scared of being fined. If you don't know, I am like, I'm a uni student. I work a part-time job, but I'm essentially a student. I'm in debt. I'm just chilling, living my life, trying to become a psychologist. I'm not trying to get sued for my hobby. And that's the thing. This is exactly that. It's a hobby. I'm not going to pay $42K per video just to have a hobby. You know what I mean? So, what I'm going to work on today, so by the time you see this, it'll probably already be up. I don't know, depending on how it goes. I'll probably share it on Instagram and Twitter and whatnot. But I'm going to try and create a Patreon. This Patreon may or may not be locked for like over a certain age limit. I haven't checked it out yet how I can go about doing it, but I might create a Patreon, and if I have to, I might make it 18 plus, even though it's not going to be like naughty stuff or anything like that. I'm not going to show anything inappropriate, but I might make it 18 plus just so I know I'm really, really safe from copper. I'm scared. you know, so I might just make it, I don't know if you can make it like 15 plus or 13 plus or something, but I may have to make my Patreon 18 plus. And what I'll essentially be doing is uploading all my videos to there. I don't know how it works, if that's possible or whatnot. I have been told by some people that you can upload stuff for free on Patreon, like people don't have to pay to access it, which is 100% what I want to do. Please don't take this like me saying I'm going to create a Patreon as I want to earn money from YouTube. I don't earn money from YouTube right now, so by changing to another platform, I don't expect to earn money from it. You know, I'm expecting just to keep this hobby going. So I'm going to upload all my old videos to there, use it as basically a storage system for now, because I'm really scared that all my videos are going to get removed. I'm going to create this Patreon. There's going to be some kind of way that you can view like 90% of the content for free, right? And then from there, I think you have to have a payment option. Like you can't have a Patreon just for free. There has to be like the tier system, and you have to have an option for someone to pay money. There will be an option for someone to pay money. I'm going to be real, because I think I have to. I'll look into it, but if I don't have to, then I won't, at least not for now. But if there's an option to pay on there, please don't pay it unless you really, really, really want to. And I'm not creating this Patreon to earn money. I just want to make that perfectly clear. I'm making it so that I can keep on making content for you guys and for myself without the risk of it being removed. I think Patreon is the safest place to do that, because you can, I believe, block it for 18 plus audiences, and because it is like a subscription service. It's not a thing kids really go to, so I'm hoping it'll be kind of a safe haven. And if it does get to the point where you have to pay to see my videos, I will set that as low as possible, like 5 cents. I don't know if that's possible, but anyway, if you do choose to support me on Patreon, thank you. But once again, please don't do it unless you really want to. I am not expecting anyone to do that. All I want is to be able to upload my videos and for you guys to see them. That's all I want. And I want for new people to be able to find them as well, which I know isn't going to be very possible on Patreon. If I'm posting my videos to Patreon, I'm going to have to be really, really, really hyping them up and tweeting about them, sharing them on Instagram and blah, 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 because I know that only people who are really dedicated to watching my videos are going to head on over to Patreon and follow over there, or whatever you do over there, and consistently watch, because it's something you're going to have to open up in like an external browser, and it's so annoying. I don't think there's an app for Patreon. I don't know. If the Patreon's already up by the time whatever this video is goes up, it'll be linked down below. I probably would have already tweeted about it and posted about it on Instagram. I think this is where I'm going to leave this video. I'm sorry if whatever this was like a real downer or whatever, I don't know. But I hope that you continue to enjoy my content no matter where it is, whether that be YouTube, Patreon, Twitch, or maybe some new platform that's going to come about in 2020. I don't know. All I know is that this is really scary and confusing, and there's a lot of conflicting opinions going on right now, and I just can't wait for the facts to come out. But for now, I'm just gonna leave this here. If there's an update, it'll be on the description. Okay. Anyway, until next time, I hope you'll have a very snazzy day, and I'll see you all somewhere soon. Bye, guys.